great morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Morning Empowerment Broadcast. So, my name is Alex. It's an honor to be hosting this segment once again. Early a.m. I know kind of early. Some of you are off to work. Some of you are working from home, and I hope you're tuned in. So, I'm excited. We haven't done this segment in quite some time. So, why not end our last morning segment with Damaris Samolinski and one of our favorite topics about our zodiac signs? So, my November babies, I know we missed you because we had all this other thing going on and we didn't do this morning show. So, we're going to be covering our November babies and our December babies. So, please tag a friend, make sure you tune in and you stay, logged on. So I just got to do one thing on my end really quick. There we go. So make sure you tag a friend and let's have some fun. Let's get empowered. I'm sure many of you have finished your Christmas shopping. Let me know how that's going. Let me tell you, I started off really, really good this year. And that's it. I just started off wrong and I left it right there. I have to still shop for many people. So hopefully I'll get that done in the next couple of days. But I'm excited to be, once again, to be doing this morning show. So let me start off with a daily teaching. And this is really, I love this daily teaching. It's very powerful. And it definitely hit home. I'm going through some growing pains. And this actually hit home. So it goes like this. Your body is exactly like a movie projector, and the film is running through the projector. It is all your thoughts and feelings. Everything you see on the screen of your life is what has been projected from within you and is what you have to put into the film. By choosing higher thoughts and feelings, you can change what you see on the screen at any time. You have complete control of what goes into your film. I love that. So again, that vision board, extremely powerful. I hope everyone's working on that. Flutterflies is going to have their vision board workshop in January. So those dates will be out very soon. But envision big. What do you want to see in the future? What changes? What accomplishment? It is all up to you. So make sure you tag a friend if you're celebrating a birthday this month, an anniversary, you lost a couple of pounds, you cleaned out a closet, whatever it is. Congratulations. Keep on celebrating. And I think it's time. I think it's time for us to bring in our beautiful friend, Damaris Samolinski. So please help me welcome her.
Good morning, Alex. How are you? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Damaris. How are you?
Good. I'm well. How are you?
I'm excited, a little bit overwhelmed. There's been a lot of excitement going on. But before we continue, I have people calling me this morning. No me llaman durante la semana, hoy me llaman. So, tell me, Damaris, share a little bit what's going on with you. What excitement? What have you been up to?
Well, first, I want to congratulate you on your magazine. I'm so excited for you. That's definitely an accomplishment. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What's going on with me? I had our holiday fair on Saturday. It went very well. And also thank you for coming, for stopping by. I really appreciate that. So that went well. What else is going on with Christmas shopping? Also, like you said, like you were doing, I've been doing the same, just getting ready for, Christmas. Other than that, just working also, seeing clients. Other than that, nothing else.
Awesome. So are you excited? Can you believe first that the year is coming to an end?
I can't believe it has been 2 years since this whole pandemic started. It goes by fast, and in a way it does, in a way it doesn't. But it's been 2 years. My goodness.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm just setting up some things behind the scenes because I was having a little
Okay.
bit of trouble this morning and I was freaking out, but making sure everything is running smoothly. So Yes, it's been 2 years. And I thought it
Wow,
would have been something that would have lasted like 2 weeks. And it's been 2 years, and we're still
two
suffering
years.
from this pandemic.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So
Oh
let's
yes.
let's start there. Do you see an end to this pandemic coming soon?
I do. I feel like 2022 is going to be a really beautiful year. I feel like a lot is going to happen by 2022. I mean, I follow the astrological transits and the planets and the stars. And, I really do feel like 2022 is going to be the year where we're going to start the healing process, if you will.
Absolutely. And I think so. I think there's a lot
Yeah.
coming forth. I think we've learned a lot of lessons through this long
Oh, yes.
journey. And,
Yes.
hopefully, some people won't learn the lesson. Others,
Yeah. No.
it is what it is. They keep on in the bad ways or the negative ways. And others may have come out of that. Others already on a positive vibe. They're doing even better things. So a huge shout out to those that really leveled it up. Okay, so a huge
Definitely.
shout out. So, Damaris,
Definitely.
I want to say good morning to Ronan desde Puerto Rico. Always connected. So I love it. I love it. Thank you,
Yes.
Ronan. So, Damaris, before we go into the zodiacs, last question. Do you feel do you feel like Christmas? Do you feel like Christmas spirit, or does it just doesn't
Not
seem
like
like Christmas?
usual. Not like usual. Not like
I
usual.
agree
I
with you.
guess it's because of the pandemic, and it's like I try not to go to a lot of gatherings lately, because I know that a lot of people are getting COVID. I've heard like almost like 10 people last week getting COVID. So I'm like, yikes. So I'm trying not to go to many gatherings, unless I have to, of course, because I don't want to get sick for Christmas. I don't want to be sick for the new year. You know what I mean? But it's definitely different. It's definitely different.
I agree with you. I went to shopping. I said, I need some pair of jeans. Let's go to the mall. And when I get to the mall, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so packed. And then I remembered, I was like, oh, wait a second. It's the last week before Christmas.
Yes.
Totally slipped my mind. So I do
Yep.
need to get that Christmas list checked off because I do, like I mentioned, I have a lot of stuff I still need to purchase. So um I hope everyone, is getting their all Christmas list checked off and you're celebrating with family. I hope you're being careful. So Damaris, last thing before we go into your zodiac.
Yes.
You mentioned there's a lot of people getting ill from COVID
Yeah.
lately, and I agree.
Yeah.
But have you noticed no one gets a regular cold anymore? It's automatic
No.
COVID.
That's yeah,
It's
everything, and
not
no
even
flu
just the flu,
anymore.
it's COVID.
COVID.
Something to think
Exactly.
about, guys. I'm just saying, again, I'm not a scientist. This is my personal view. So
Yeah. For the
let
last 2 years, that's all we've been hearing is COVID. So everything else is off the table.
yes, you're so right. So Damaris, we're here. I want to thank you for joining us for the magazine launch. Super excited. I'm going to show the cover for those that haven't seen it, and we'll talk a little bit right before we say our farewells for now. But Damaris, let's talk about those zodiac. Those So today we're talking about Capricorn and Sagittarius.
Sagittarius and Capricorn.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Sagittarius is for those November babies. So that
Yes.
starts around when?
November 22nd, around
Okay.
that time.
And I think today is the last day for the SAGs, right?
No, actually, yes, because we're
Okay.
going into Capricorn. Yep.
Okay.
You're
So
absolutely right.
let's start with the positive, those good qualities of a Sagittarius.
So Sagittarius is a very optimistic sign. They're very optimistic. They always look at the positive rather than the negative. I love that sign because of that reason. They're also ruled by Jupiter, which is the biggest planet, and it's considered the lucky planet, they say. What does that mean? That it's almost like you have good fortune. That planet is of higher learning, higher mind. So people that are Sagittarius have an inkling to work with the mind, but in a higher level. You know what I mean? Like higher education. So that you'll find a lot of professors from college that are Sagittarius. You'll find people that are philosophers that are Sagittarius. You find people that have taken a doctorate in some sort of field. They work with the higher mind. They're also very spiritual. They could be both. Like they can go towards spirituality, or they can go towards religion. So it depends. There's some people that are religious fanatics, and then there's some people that are spiritual fanatics, which is like me, right? So, but what we need to do is find like the middle ground, not too much of either, if you will, because then either one becomes too much. Like I was living in a spiritual bubble for a long time, and then I had to like sort of like come back down to earth, so to speak. But yeah, so that's a positive. They're very they could make $1 million, lose it, and make it again. Like that's why
Wow.
it's considered the lucky planet, that the Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. So yeah, they're very, very they have good luck, good fortune, if you will.
Okay. So now, like every other zodiac sign out there, there's always that not so positive, not so good part of the zodiac. So, what would be one quality that our Sagittarius friends may need to work on?
Okay, so Sagittarius, because it's ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter expands everything it touches. So let's say you're in a negative streak. Let's say you're an alcoholic, or you have abuse, substance abuse. That will expand too. Anything that you're vibrating to will expand. So if you're vibrating to the negative, you're going to expand that. So say, for example, you make $1 million, right? As a Sagittarius, you go lose it buying stuff, being overly optimistic, like, I'm going to make it back. I'm going to make it back. I'm going to spend it. So you can be like, an overspender. You can not even think about, a rainy day, like to save. But it could, the Sagittarius will make it back, but it could take them years to make it back. So anything that it touches, it will expand. So if you're on a negative, it will expand the negative. If you're like, if you're heavy, let's say you eat a lot and you're overweight, with that Sag and Jupiter, you can gain a lot of weight, because again, it will expand the negative too. So we have to be careful, even though it's a very good sign, a very optimistic sign, you still have to you have to balance it, because you can definitely expand the negative too.
Wow. Okay, that's very interesting. So
Mhm.
before we continue talking about our Sagittarius friends, let me send a huge shout out still to Rona. He's still connected. Elvin Fuentes, saluditos. Victoria, thank you for joining us. And make sure that you tag a friend and have them join us. Make sure you're following the Flutterflies page. So, Damaris, what would be that perfect sign for that Sagittarius individual?
Gemini's. Gemini. Yeah.
Okay. And why
Gemini
would
is
that
the lower
Gemini be
mind.
the perfect mate?
So Gemini is the lower mind, meaning, not meaning that, they study, like, let's say from kindergarten through high school, right? They are researchers, they're teachers, they collect information. Geminis collect information. They're very creative, they have a lot of ideas. So the opposite sign, which is Sagittarius, would take all those ideas and spread it to the masses, because Sagittarius is also has to do with foreign and the masses worldwide. So Sagittarius will take all those ideas, all that information, all that research, and then spread it so other people can learn it and other people can understand it. And so it's almost like, opening minds one person at a time. So Sagittarius will do that because it has interest in foreign affairs, and it has interest in spreading, new philosophies, new ideas, new spiritual knowledge. So they work well together.
That's awesome. Okay, so now we've learned a little bit about our Sagittarius friends. So definitely, if they're on that positive vibe, they're going to expand that. But it could be also a negative, because if they get on that negative vibe where some type of addiction, they're going to expand on that as well. So
I mean, And there's
For
a lot of addictions, it's not just alcohol or even drugs. It could be shopping, it could be sex, it could be food. There's a lot of addictions. Sometimes we're addicted to even our cell phones. So it could be, a lot of different things.
Absolutely. So now we spoke about our Sagittarius friend. We have Elvin Fuentes. He says he's a Capricorn. So let's start with the positive. What are some good qualities to a Capricorn?
So the Capricorn, I love Capricorn because Capricorn teaches us about career. It teaches us about status, reputation, good standing in your community. It teaches us to be organized, disciplined. It's a hard worker. They're very much into making money, even if it takes them years to make it. They're going to work hard to get there. They're very disciplined. They can be very strict in their lives and their ways and the way they go about their lives. And that's because they're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a planet that's very strict. It wants you to not cut corners. It wants you to do the right thing. And so when a Capricorn doesn't do the right thing, when they cut corners, when they don't do what's right, they'll get the karma, the lashback for that, because Saturn will make sure that it does. So that's why I love them, because they teach us about having a good reputation, doing the right thing, having status, reputation, having good stability, financial stability. They're very organized too. I know a few Capricorns that I'm like, oh my God, they're just living true to their sign. They're very, very organized. They're very good with money. They're business people. They have their own business. So that's a good quality for them.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. So we're talking now about our Capricorn friends. So we got to do the other side now, right? There's always a good side, the bad side. We have those on our shoulder. So what would be not so, more on the negative side to our
So,
Capricorn?
so they can take that to an extreme, and then they take the power that they have and abuse their power. So they can be, yeah, they can throw people under the bus to get ahead, to get that money that they are so anxious to get. So they can do the wrong thing, and they could abuse their power. They can be very sort of like dominant and restricted, and so it could be bad too. It could definitely be bad, because picture somebody that's very money hungry, very anxious to have money, and they don't care who they jump, who they throw off the under the bus, and who they have to jump over to get there. So it could be ugly.
Okay. So then I love it. So they could be very hard workers, very faithful, very, true to what they're put to on this earth for. But again, like any other sign, any other person, there's always that negative side.
Always.
So do you think it's up to that person to change and to realize that they need some? Okay.
And this is why I always like to teach astrology. Some people don't understand astrology. They think that astrology is the horoscope, so they don't even believe in it, and they think it's nonsense. It's not. Each sign is a personality trait. Each sign, we're all here to sort of become a better human, so to speak. And so we're here to tweak aspects of our own signs. Like, I'm a Virgo sun sign, and Virgos are very critical. They're fault finders. Now, fault finders, that means that we could look for faults in other people, or we can look for what's wrong to try to fix it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you could take it to one extreme or the other. For me, at the beginning of my life, I was looking for faults in other people. But when you look for faults in other people, you think that you're better and you're judging other people. But when you take that and instead of judgment, use discernment. What does discernment versus judgment mean? It means that, okay, I'm discerning whether that person is good for me or not. I'm not judging them for who they are, what they're doing. I'm just saying, yeah, I don't align with that person. I don't resonate with that person. They can do whatever they want, but I'm going to walk away from that person. That's discernment. I'm not sitting there criticizing them, judging them, right? So you have to work with your sign and learn to tweak what's not good about your sign, because it actually will affect you, especially with relationships. Not just relationships with romance, but every relationship, work, friendships, family, romance. It will definitely be a detriment if you're not fixing you. And so our job, if you fix you, if I fix me, and I'm saying fix because we all have faults, right? If we work on ourselves, that is your contribution to the universe. That is your contribution to the planet and to humanity, because the better you are, the better you're going to treat others, and the better and the more compassion, the more kind you're going to be. So it starts with us. It's almost like, I love a song from Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. And the song says, if you want to see a change in the world, you have to start with the man in the mirror. And so, and I love that. And so that's where we have to start. And so that's what the signs are about. You come in with a character, you come in with flaws, and you have to fix your own flaws so that then you can be better for yourself and have better relationships with everybody, and be kind and understanding. And so when we look at other people to fix themselves, we're not focusing on us. And everybody is a mirror. So if I find a lot of people that are negative, that means that I have to be negative. Otherwise, I wouldn't be attracting negative people into my life. And so the people that we attract are mirrors, letting us know what we need to fix within ourselves. And so we don't see it that way. We only look outside, we look externally. And so when I start seeing a lot of things happening, and I start attracting a lot of different people into my life, I'm like, gosh, I have to work on that. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. We're helping each other unbeknownst to each of us. We're angels. Even though we are perceived sometimes as demons, we're all angels. God only sends us angels. And so we have to look at what we're experiencing and who we're connecting with to see what we have to work on. Some people are oblivious to that and they will never fix themselves, and that's okay. But if you want to go into the new dimension, if you want to go into, and actually on the 21st, which is tomorrow, we have a big portal. And the portal is the fourth dimensional reality. And when we go through that portal, we end up in the fifth dimensional reality, which is where we're all going to be helping the planet, which needs a lot of healing. I mean, we have seen a lot of deaths. There's a lot of people that are sick, and who knows who else is going to pass away. So we're going to be in 2022 helping people, especially with trauma, emotional trauma. There's people that have lost people and they haven't been there to see them, pass away. They haven't been, they died in hospitals perhaps, and they never had closure. And they have suppressed all these emotions. And if they suppress those emotions, they're going to end up sick. And so we, the people that are going through the portal, the people that are going to come out the other side, have to help these people. We have to have compassion and we have to have understanding. And that's how but we first have to heal us. We have to be what we want to see in the world. And that's what the planets are all about. That's what the signs are all about. Everything is biblical. And God only showed us with the stars what's happening here now. And so, we're not conspiracy theorists. People tend to say, oh, those are conspiracy theorists. No, it's a biblical thing. They're showing us what's happening in the stars. They're showing us what's happening here. And so we all have to take responsibility for ourselves, and we all have to change ourselves in order to be able to be on the other side to help humanity. Otherwise, we're not going to make it.
I love it. I love it. And it's so true. I love that song as well. We have to look in the mirror. And I've heard that saying so many times. A few years ago, I remember Blanca. I was venting about something, and she's like, "Well, you need to look in the mirror." And I was like, "What?" Like, I have to look in the mirror, and I didn't see that quality that I was complaining about. And then I started noticing. I was like, "Okay, I understand." So I've been working on that. And it's funny how that person has actually somewhat disappeared from my life, the person that I was actually, venting about. So
they come to show you what you need to fix within yourself. So if there's somebody that you can't stand, you have to look at yourself, by yourself. You don't have to share that with anybody. You have to look at yourself and say, gosh, yeah, I could be like that. Or yeah, I have been like that, and then that is showing you, okay, I have to work on this. And so everybody that shows up in our lives are teaching us. And so if we start looking at people that are showing up in our lives as, oh, this person is a teacher, and then you start working on that, you're going to balance yourself,
Absolutely.
And so, again, we have to work on ourselves in order to help other people. How can you help someone when you're not helping yourself, when you're not healing yourself from your past wounds and from whatever. I know a lot of, I have a healing practice. And so I know a lot of people that do the same, but they're not working on themselves. And I'm not judging them. I'm just saying to myself, why would I go get a healing from that person when I see that they are not working on themselves? There's a thing called transference. So let's say even Reiki, right? Which some people believe in, some people don't. But Reiki is a universal life force energy that the Reiki practitioner gets attuned to and then helps other people. That energy comes through me, let's say, for example, and I pass it on to that person. But if I'm not healing myself, if I'm negative, if I'm toxic, what am I giving back to that person is my own toxicity. And so there's a transference that's happening. So instead of me helping that person, I'm actually giving them more of what they don't want. And so there's a very, you have to be very responsible, and you have to have integrity when you're doing healings. Because let's say if I'm not feeling well, I won't do a healing that day. I will cancel that healing because I don't want to give that person what I'm going through that day, because there is a karmic consequence to that. You know what I mean? And so it's not all about money. It's about, yeah, I'm making a living, but I also I have to have integrity with what I'm doing. And I don't want to give a transference of my negativity to that person, because now I'm giving them more to work on. And so you got to be very careful who you go to, because you can get sick. You can get even sicker, thinking you're getting a healing, but you're not. And so anybody that does this type of work has to have integrity, has to have, an awareness of the consequences when you do something just for money. And so I've learned from the beginning that I can't do that, because the consequences is very severe for me. I get sick too from it. And then, so if I'm sick today and I'm giving you a healing, then, I'm transferring that to you. A month from now, I'm gonna get sick, and the money you paid me, I'm gonna use it as a copayment in a doctor's office and for prescriptions. So it's not worth it. Do you understand what I mean? And so I've learned, and I've seen the patterns, and I've become aware, and I've become very present to those things. And people don't make the connections. And so, I gave Alex a healing, and I wasn't feeling well. Now a month later, I'm sick. I'm not making that. People don't make that connection. I do, because I see the patterns. It's written on the wall. And so that's why I'm very, 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 I feel like very responsible when I do a healing, or when I do a reading, or when I help people, that I do the best that I can for that person with the right intention, not just, oh, I'm going to make money today. I can't do that.
So Damaris, we got about 5 minutes left. What I would like for you to do is give us your contact information. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to grab the magazine. So tell people how they can connect with you.
Okay, so of course I'm Damaris Samolinski. My number is 631-335-8892. You can find me on Facebook, Damaris Samolinski. Same way it's pronounced, that's how you spell it. You can find me through Alex. If you want to see me for, any type of healing. I also do over the phone on sessions. It works no matter what, because energy is transcendence. It's omnipresent. I could be in Japan and do a healing, because it's just the intention and the energy that's going towards that particular person. So so you can find me on Facebook, or DamarisSamolinski.com, which is my website.
Awesome. Thank you, Damaris. So Damaris, we were celebrating the launch of the Flutterflies magazine. Here it is.
Yes.
It has
beautiful.
It has a lot of information, great stories, great articles. And one of the articles, Damaris, is your article about anger. So make sure you pick up a copy. I'm going to start letting people know where they can pick up these copies, and read it. Let us know what you think. Let us know what it's missing. What would you like to see in the next edition? So the next edition is in March. This is our winter edition, and then the next edition is our spring. So before I let everyone go, please remember these dates. We are going to be celebrating the Women's Empowerment Luncheon March 27th. Celebrando Mujeres Latina will be September 18th. So very important dates. Please save the dates. And I'm still waiting for those nominations. So Damaris, if you have anyone to nominate, let us know. We're receiving nominations for about another 2 weeks, and then
I'll think of somebody
out there. Beautiful. So, Damaris, I want to thank you for joining me this morning. As always, it is a
Thank you for
pleasure.
having me.
And I hope all my Capricorn friends and my Sagittarius friends, you took in what Damaris shared. If you're on the positive end of things, great. Keep on vibrating high. And if
Yes.
you're in between or maybe more on the negative side, there is still an opportunity for you to work on. So it's not like that's what
Absolutely.
it is and it's a done deal. No, you can work on it and you can achieve greatness. So, Damaris,
Absolutely.
again, thank you. So, Damaris, before we let you go, any well wishes for everyone during this holiday season?
Yeah, so definitely be safe, protect yourselves. There's a lot of people getting sick. So definitely send out prayers for the world because this is a global thing. So, and there's other countries that are doing worse than we are. So, sending prayers to humanity, it's really a powerful thing. Prayers changes things. Let's not just think about us and our immediate family and friends. Let's send energy and love to everybody on the planet.
Awesome. Damaris, I know I will see you soon, but
Yes.
take care and I look forward to, catching up with you, and there's a lot that we were working on behind the scenes. I'm going to put these ladies, my advisory team, to work. Tengo muchos planes.
Yes.
So we're
2022.
going to bring greatness. So everyone, thank you for joining us this morning. Have an amazing day. Damaris, thank you so much. And keep on smiling. Use that smile to brighten somebody else's day. Take care, and I will
Definitely.
see everyone soon.
Bye bye.